Get down to the southwest of WA and check out all that Margaret River has to offer. Michael Rodriguez is absolutely loving the place, causing a bit of an upset, eliminating the higher-rated Kanoa Igarashi in that last exchange, showing some real flair, some of the brilliance that saw him go on to the quarterfinals in his first event as a CT campaigner. Ronnie Blakey with Pete Mel. Impressive stuff from the Brazilian Pete.
One of those exciting additions to the championship tour. And the expectation is high to show us that brilliance, and he did in that last heat.
This is another exciting addition to the tour ranks in recent times. Ezekiel Lau starting to find his place in the top 34 now, coming off the back of a strong performance down there at Bells Beach. We'll see how he fares here at Main Break. Former winner here at Main Break, Jake Patterson, to formulate a plan for this lineup.
It was an interesting move here for him to not commit to that last final section. You know, I think that he felt like he waited too long to do the maneuvers there, and he said, I'm out of there, or maybe it was the reef itself on the inside. Either way, felt like there were some points there on offer that he did not want to put into the scoreline.
On or out the back, both these guys, it just feels like they're settling into championship tour life. It feels like they're starting to free up a little bit with this jersey on. Expecting a good battle here. Driving off the bottom, Connor Coffin, bit of lump on the face to deal with. He recovers, and he'll commit to the end section here and try and save this score. The wave steepens up, nice floating re-entry there. But he won't be happy with how that ride started off, Pete.
No, and every time you have those little bobbles and it affects your first maneuver, generally you'll see a lot of guys will kick out. But Connor committed to the rest of the wave, gets that final maneuver there, which was the best maneuver. This was an opportunity, a little lost, especially with this first maneuver here. Just that bobble there puts him off timing for that maneuver. And then the wave flattens out. And really his next critical section comes on the end bowl. And he executes this move nicely. Not super difficult, but nice flow to it.
A 4.5 for the Californian. The Hawaiian up once again now. Let's see if he adds some big points on the inside here. Has that big, powerful layback gouge he can go to. Working this one over, waiting for the section to steepen. He gets there, but he gets clamped big time, and he'll get rolled over the rocks as well.
Yeah, that's sketchy. You see a lot of surfers, they start looking at their feet, their hands, their elbows. He's right on that shallow portion of it. I mean, literally on top of it, almost dry docked.
Get that finish again.
But a little stronger first move here. A little bit more flow. Steeper second section as well. Even though he did do a cutback, he sets up this intersection here, gets another snap, and right here needed the finish, really. I mean, again, getting there late, and the convection of the two waves, the whitewater there, so difficult to pull off, and especially with dry reef literally right there. You have to roam around the lineup and be able to make an adjustment in the lineup earlier than most. You know, you see a bigger set, you know, you got to look out the back and go, okay, is this set going to be something I have to move out to?
Without priority, Ezekiel Lau moves to the inside, picks off this one. Nice hooking wrap to get started. A nice steep face again to dig into there. Gets a bit of release in the tail through that second turn. And now just waiting to finish this one off on the inside. Kicks on that tail, but not quite completing that last turn. Again, that's the third time in a row now that he hasn't completed his ride.
Something happened there. Would have felt something. That obviously some damage to the board. Ezekiel Lau, really smooth in transition here. You know, you see how he's not pumping too many times off the bottom. He's just waiting. There's enough speed in these waves. Very similar to what Sunset Beach would be like. You almost don't want to pump too much because you're getting too much speed. You just harness the speed that's there, but it feels like right there, boom, that back fin. Wife, Kylin, was there. She was running in the cart full of baggage, but he was carrying the two port bags.
Connor Coffin up at the moment. Explosive first turn, hangs on to it. Kenny had the extras at the end, gets a little caught behind, but I like the fact that he's committed in those first turn options, really swinging hard on that tail.
And also showcasing something a little different than we've seen from Connor Coffin. His rails are buried deep in the wall, but this one going above the lip and gliding, getting a bit of release. All the way tail backwards and pulls it off, so it's only going to be scored for that one maneuver, but it's a pretty exciting maneuver. Again, look at there's some release up top. Board up and over. Those fins are out the back, so no more grip. He's just sliding off the flatness of the bottom of the board. Re-engages the fins as it's backwards and gets the spin around.
Back to live action now. 13.5 minutes remaining. Zeke still out in front. 3.4 for Connor Coffin on that last wave. A big turn to start this ride off. Off the bottom again and goes even harder. But as a result, takes a fall.
Again, on that final maneuver. So critical. I mean, he did get almost the finish on his last wave, but it only came in at a 4.6. One was there. Very similar to what we saw from Michael Rodriguez's two really high impact turns. But he falls on the second one, and that's going to cost him. I mean, this first turn is into it. The layback gets some release again, so he drifts a little bit, puts it back under his feet with the speed, and goes again. This time a bit more extended. The board gets out, digs the nose, and goes down.
Out the back, Connor Coffin. Now looking for a 4.18, 4.07 for Ezekiel Lau in his last ride. Nice swoop there. Engages that rail and draws right through the maneuver. And again, hacking into the face, solid finish. That should be Connor's best wave.
Yeah, for sure. And so much flow. Look, see how, very contrasting, you see like a Michael February, look how quiet his upper body is. He uses his arms to flow through the maneuvers. Nice constant speed. No extra pumps to the board. Literally just laying it on rail. Look see how compressed he is. Eyeing down that first section and then goes into it, transfers the rail to the heel edge. The arms drive through the maneuver. And then compresses back to his board. That keeps the speed going down the line, keeps him in front of the whitewater. Sets up the next maneuver here. Places this one, it flattens out a little bit, but he has enough speed to, again, drive through the maneuver. And then straight to the bottom. Times it for the finish move here and completes it. It's definitely going to be his best number.
A big heat for Ezekiel Lau and Connor Coffin. Sitting pretty close on the ratings and kind of taking away there. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but a misread on the drop, and he goes down.
I don't think there was a lot of points on offer there, but still a little bit of a stumble. Because they'll be becoming those peak athletes at the peak age.
3.5 minutes remaining here. Ezekiel Lau chasing down a 5.41. Was this the wave? He's going to have to do something big on the end section here, winding back. Bit of foam on the face to deal with, and he hammers it. Can he hold on and ride over the rocks here? Wow, a strong effort to stay on this wave. Finally getting the finish. Was there enough points in it?
5.41, so he's already got a score there with Connor Coffin's wave, the 5.5, and you do remember this wave. So were these two maneuvers on that outside section as strong as Connor's? I just don't think so. You know what I mean? Because these were two nice moves and a nice strong finish for Zeke. Getting the release.
Very different rides. Connor wanted to just finish his wave off. Zeke was trying to save points at the end or collect more points. Connor's up again. He's trying to get rid of a 4.5 here. And he might need this ride. Waiting on the numbers to come through for the last wave of Ezekiel Lau. Just under 2 minutes to go. Less than a minute remaining. And the number is in. Not enough. A 4.97 still after a 5.04. As Connor looks to push the score requirement a little higher. Strong first turn here. Drives off the bottom. Long bottom turn into a nice layback jam. Just the two moves, but he was only trying to get rid of a 4.5.
There was another wave on the outside that Zeke was not quite in position for, so it may be the end. That little wave there. Zeke was just a tinge too far inside, but maybe an opportunity. 20 seconds here.
Coming to a close, and unfortunately, he's not going to get a shot at the score he needs.
Wow, what a finish. Another exciting heat. Great matchup. Very evenly placed, as far as their scores go. Pretty good last wave for Connor Coffin, though. I think that he may have improved in his 4.5, but I mean, for me, Zeke, those finish maneuvers, just not strong enough. I mean, even the 4.97 You know, as dynamic as it was, he didn't have the flow out of it. He had to struggle through it to get it finished.